Just kick up into my handstand, and now I'm going to push away from the ground as hard as I can and get my bum against the wall intentionally, and then I'm going to open my legs and just try and roll from my bum onto my lower back and then back up. Then open.
Just remember that you're trying to get to this point where you're really leaning forward and you're controlling the movement the way that I am, where you're almost keeping the legs off the ground at all times and constant tension. So you want to learn how to do a press to handstand, but you don't know how to get there. I know how you feel. I was once there. It is such a hard move to unlock. It seems that no matter what you try, you just can't get any closer. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you an epic beginner workout that you can do that's going to have flexibility, compression strength, and the skill required to do a press to handstand. Stick around, you're not going to want to miss this one.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
Hey everyone, in case we haven't met, my name's Rad Burmeister. I'm one of the co-founders of Unity Gym and co-creators of the UMS, the Unified Movement System, where we turn driven people into superhumans. Now, the way we get such amazing results with our members is that we've created a program that has a balance between strength and flexibility. If you want to know how we do that, download one of the free blueprints. There's a link in the description of this video for the flexibility blueprint, strength, or nutrition blueprint. Now, this video is, it's really important that you understand the way this works. This is a routine that's done in the hierarchy of needs, which means you do the warm-up part first. So you're going to do the first two exercises first, superset it. So you're going to do one, then the other, and then take a break. And you'll do between 3 and 5 sets of those. And then you can move on to the skill component, the actual press to handstand component. The hardest part about a press to handstand is getting the compression strength. For that, this presumes you've already got a handstand. So you must be able to do at least a 5 to 10 second handstand. So the compression strength is all about the flexibility and the ability to compress your body, to pull your head towards your knees voluntarily, or to pull your knees towards your head voluntarily. And that's really what makes this workout amazing and very effective. Now, this is just a snippet of the press to handstand phase 1 masterclass that we have. So the whole masterclass has 6 exercises that we do in this flexibility and compression strength phase, and then the skill component. There's 3 phases to the program. If you want to get it, you can grab it. There's a link in the description. Let's get into the workout now. The first flexibility movement of the program is the Jefferson Curl. This is a really amazing movement that's going to help create flexibility in your whole posterior chain. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do 5 reps and then a 5 breath hold at the end. So first I'll just explain it to you. I'm going to stand up on this box, but that's only required if you have a level of flexibility where the object that you're holding is going to go below the level of your feet. So for a lot of you, you won't be ready for that yet. But that said, if you're not ready for that, then the journey for you to get a press to handstand is a lot longer than what I hope. I really do hope that you are ready to be able to go lower than this box, because this flexibility is critical to be able to do a good press to handstand. So once I stand up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be thinking of rounding from my neck, from the top of my spine down to my pelvis, whilst keeping my pelvis tucked forward for as long as possible. And then in the last possible minute, I'm going to bend at the pelvis. And then I'm going to go all the way down, and then I'm going to go up in the reverse order. So I'm going to come from my pelvis first, and then lower back, mid back, upper back, and head. So if you have a look, I'll grab my weight, get up on the box. So you can use a kettlebell or a barbell, it really doesn't matter. And from here, I'm going to start standing upright, tuck my hips forward, so you can see this is me arching my back. Now I'm going to pull my hips forward to start with, and then I'm going to tuck my chin to my chest. Please excuse me if the microphone becomes muffled. Chin to chest. Then once my chin is in my chest, I'm going to let my shoulders pull forward, and then from there I'm going to round through my upper back, mid back, down into my lower back, and then finally the pelvis until I go all the way down. And then I'm going to do the reverse. Lower back, mid back, upper back, neck. And you want to go really slow, like what I'm doing here. Head, shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back, pelvis. And on the last rep,
We're going to watch my knees. I'm going to push my knees straight and let the weight pull me down, and take 5 deep breaths. Let's say that's 5, and then we're going to come back up. Okay, now how much weight should you use? For somebody my size, I weigh 85 kilograms, so I don't know what that is in pounds, about 180, you reckon, Richie? About 180 pounds. I would lift 25 kilograms maximum weight, so that's about 58 pounds or something like that. So that doesn't mean that that's what you go for. That means that when I started, I actually started on 16 kilograms or about 36 pounds, something like that. And I worked my way up bit by bit. So that you really take your time with this. Time is on your side. You don't want to be lifting a lot of weight. And if you've had lower back injuries before, you need to be very gentle with this, very, very careful. So some people start on like 2 kilos or 4.5 pounds. Really, really lightweight, just to let their body build up the tissue tolerance. So for this one, each set, we're going to do 5 reps, and then at the end, you're just going to push the knees back and really take 5 deep breaths, allow the weight to pull you down. Now we're on to the A2, paired with the Jefferson Curl, is the seated pike compression lift. So this is the strength component. So we've just created flexibility through our posterior chain. Now we need to create compression strength by strengthening the hip flexors and the abs to be able to voluntarily lift the legs up. And this is really, really hard for people if you've never done this stuff before. So bear in mind that I'm going to show you a couple of different variations of how you can do this, and it is very challenging to do. The first couple of times I did this, I got the worst cramps in my legs. So what we're going to do, ideally we would have your fingers like this next to the knees, and you're really aiming to be able to reach your hands forward like this, but hopefully when you start, fingers next to the knees like this. If that's too hard for you, you can just bring your hands back here, but the more you can reach forward, the more rewarding this is going to be, the better the transfer is going to be to the press to handstand. So what I'm going to do is point my toes. That's very important. For a lot of people, you'll cramp straight away. If that's the case, if you find that you get a lot of cramps when you do this, a lot of people get them down in the foot here. You want to get a golf ball and massage the bottom of your foot on a golf ball. Most people, if you do that daily for a couple of minutes, it'll be gone within a week or 2. You won't get those cramps anymore. So point the toes, push the knees down into the ground by tensing the quads. You can see my quads tense like that. And then from there, I'm going to be lifting my legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to voluntarily, I'm going to contract my abs a little bit, tense the quads, point the toes, and we're going to lift the legs. I'll just do it a few times just to demonstrate. So from here, okay? So when you can do that easily enough like I can, you want to bring your hands forward a little bit and do it again. And forward a bit more. Until eventually what happens is, the goal would be that you can get your palms flat on the ground with your hands past the knees, okay, and do your lifts like that. Now what we're going to do is 10 lifts with a 10-second hold at the end. So I'll just do 3 lifts and then a little hold at the end just so you can see it. So from here, okay, and what you'll notice is that I'm pushing my shoulders down and I'm trying to lean forward as far as I can like this. Now, of course, it might be, for you, it might be looking like this. That might be all you can do. And for a lot of people, when they start, what happens is that the legs just lift and then flop straight back to the ground, so it kind of looks like this. And it's totally fine. Just remember that you're trying to get to this point where you're really leaning forward and you're controlling the movement the way that I am, where you're almost keeping the legs off the ground at all times and constant tension in the quads and hip flexors and abs. Now we're on to the skill component for phase 1. So all we're going to be doing is working one movement here, and this is basically using the wall to help us
eccentrically do the first phase of a press to handstand. So now that you're here, what you're really trying to do is really focus on pointing the toes, keeping the quads tense, and learning how to just move from the pelvis when the legs start to come down. So this whole movement is about getting up, using the wall for balance, and then I'm going to point my toes, tense my quads, I'm going to open my legs up into a straddle, and as my legs come down towards the ground like that, I'm going to shift, my bum will be touching the wall, and my goal is just to roll from the pelvis so that I transfer the pressure on the wall from my pelvis to my lower back. Sorry, not my pelvis, my bum. So from my bum to my lower back. Bum, lower back. And what's going to happen if you aren't strong enough and if you're not well practiced at this, the pressure will transfer from your bum straight to the shoulders. Bum, shoulders, or even your head, even worse. And that's due to a lack of strength and a lack of time practicing this movement. So I'll demonstrate it first and then we'll show from a couple of different angles and you can see what's going on here. So all I'm going to do is kick up into a handstand and then I'm going to go through this drill. The closer my hands are to the wall, the better this is going to be, up until a point of about 4 fingers away, but it's also easier when your hands are a tiny bit further away, so just bear that in mind, okay? So I just kick up into my handstand, and now I'm going to push away from the ground as hard as I can and get my bum against the wall intentionally, and then I'm going to open my legs and just try and roll from my bum onto my lower back and then back up. Then open my legs, roll from my bum onto my lower back and then back up. Open the legs, roll from the bum onto the lower back and then back up. So you can see I'm just working that top part of the press to handstand, and this is a really, really useful drill to start teaching the nervous system, start teaching the body how the pelvis and everything has to move for the press to handstand. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to our channel and make sure you click the notification bell so you know when our weekly videos are uploaded. Now, the best thing for you to do if you want to stay connected with us and get free online coaching is to join our private Facebook group. It's called the UMS Movement Mastermind, and we go live daily where we answer our members' questions. It's very interactive because you can post questions while we're live and we interact with you on the show. You can also upload videos or pictures of yourself with any movements, any stretches, strength training movements, calisthenics, weightlifting, anything that you're struggling with, and we'll critique you, give you feedback, let you know how you can get better. It's a really valuable resource. It allows a lot of communication with us and also our senior tribe members. You'll get answers very, very quickly, and it's absolutely free. So jump on Facebook, search for UMS Movement Mastermind and join now. Until next time, have a great day.